This is Charter Local Edition. We are at the Club 20 Fall Meetings in beautiful Grand Junction, Colorado. I'm joined now by Mesa County Commissioner John Justman. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Good to be here. Thank you.
You live in a beautiful part of Colorado, Mesa County,
Yes.
and one of your big concerns, being a former farmer for 30 years, is water, and that's always a hot button issue in Colorado.
Yes. And, you know, as a longtime farmer, I got to see firsthand of how the irrigation companies delivered water to your farm and how you managed it. And we've all made more improvements. Not that agriculture moving forward will have to make many more conservation improvements, I'm certain. But one of the things we always concerned me was, you know, the transferring of water, which has been talked about for years. And it wasn't too many years ago, the irrigators up and down the Colorado River, along with the, I think Aurora and the Denver Water Board signed a cooperative agreement. It took 2 or 3 years to get it done. I think that gave some clarity to some issues, like the shown power and some other things. There were some good things that came out of that, I believe. And after that came the Colorado State Water Plan, and I don't know, it's okay. I think it can be helpful, but probably still has a lot of unanswered parts to it of how it would work and implement it. One of the things that gets talked about at times is water banking, where as a farmer, someone would pay you to give up so much water, and they might take it and use it for a few years. One of my concerns is, if you ever do that, are you ever going to get it back? And the effect on the farming community itself. You take 100 acres out of production, and the items that you produced on that 100 acres, whether it was alfalfa or corn, or you sold it to your neighbor rancher or whatever it could be, you're going to tell them, well, I don't have that this year. 2 years go by, and okay, I want my water back. Even if you get it back, the question is the gentleman's going to say, well, you didn't have any product for the last 2 years for me. I found another supplier.
They found other sources.
Yes, and locally it's going to affect the implement dealer and the fertilizer suppliers and the seed suppliers, because you didn't buy didn't buy from them people. That's going to have an effect, I think, also.
Have they already implemented water banking, or is that something that they're looking into doing?
They're working on a pilot project, I think, on the Grand Valley water users right now. And I don't know if they've done one this year or if it's going to be next year, but it is being tried. The other thing that happens that looks like to me, if enough farmers participated, the whole canal would have to be restructured to deliver water to high head gates, because it's all predicated on so much water going down the canal, and as you get down the canal, there's less and less. That would be a big cost to the irrigation canal companies, I would think.
Is the amount of water an issue in order to be able to make that happen, the quantity?
Yes. I mean, and as you do that, I mean, you have to be all theoretical. If you sold 20% out of the system, there are head gates that are going to be too low to deliver water to those people, that part of it. And as you deliver, the other thing that concerns me, even if the water banking goes east, historically, down the Colorado River, we're supposed to deliver 7.5 million acre-feet of water on a 10-year rolling average. We have done that. Even in the real drought years, we made it. Yet Lake Powell keeps dropping a little bit because they're not quite operating it probably quite like they're supposed to down there. But if you start diverting more water, or water banking, or trans mountain diversion, you're going to send more water east. There's less water to go west.
So what's the answer for the farmers and ranchers in Mesa County that are dealing with some of these problems or could be affected by water banking? What do you think the right answer is?
Yeah, I mean, some of the things that conservation is the buzzword everywhere across in the irrigated farm world. To use less water to produce what you're producing, that definitely has some benefits to it. A lot of the farms in the Grand Valley, compared to, say, 30 years ago, have had a lot of conservation improvements from underground delivery systems to gated pipe and these kinds of things. And the orchard people have went to drip irrigation, which is very efficient, probably quite expensive, but they've had cost sharing, and I think that is working okay for them, and working well, I believe. But for row crop people, it's much more expensive, and not to say that it couldn't happen, but it's something that they'll have to look into, I think, over time.
Right, and the amount of water we have year after year is different based on the amount of snowfall we get every year as well, too. And
the other thing that we don't talk about too often, or maybe I don't think I do, is the recreation people from Glenwood on down. And if you water bank and send it east, or send more water east, the recreation industry gets hurt too.
The tourism. Well, thank you for joining us, Mesa County Commissioner John Justman, and thank you for watching Charter Local Edition. I'm Keira Bresnahan.